Hi, Allison. We're just going to walk down through your paper real quick. I'm going to try and talk with you about some of the things that I've noticed. First off, I think this is a fantastically interesting topic. There's a lot here that you can really dive into. Um, so as I've already perused the paper, I think you've done a really nice job of trying to touch on a lot of things. It's a big paper that you've written. Really impressed with how much work you've put into this. Um, so try and discuss some of the details and wherever we can go. Looking at your last sentence here, scientists, they've found that music can change the lives of both those who play and those that listen. It's not only can make you smarter, but it can improve those struggling with brain-based disabilities such as Parkinson's disease, epilepsy, strokes, and autism. This is wonderful because it tells me, one, what you're going to be discussing, music in the brain, and two, why I should care about it, because it can have positive effects on people who have brain issues. So great. Scientific studies have shown that parts of the brain that are significant musical skills line up with other mental functionality. Wonderful. Now you go into this nice little example here of people who are looking into this and some of the things that they are discovering. When researchers brought in those kids the next year, they found that those who taught music had a significant increase in their scores and tests compared to those who were given no musical education. It's possible that this is a cause and correlation issue, that there was some other factor, meaning that the children who did not have the music were also lacking in something else. But in general, this does a nice job of setting up the remainder of your paper, which is say that the music has positive effects. In this case, simply talking about intellectual capacities. Um, Now, right here, you start getting into why that might be the case, that the actual playing of the music um, forces the two sides of the brain to work together, the chunking of information. And then in particular, it is the, so right here, corpus callosum that is responsible for the management and connection of these different ideas because of everything that's involved in the brain, from the physical expression of the music to the mental recognition and cognition of the music. I think what you're doing here is wonderful, moving from what this is to how it affects the brain to specifically this is what it's doing within the brain, and now starting to get down into a case study of this, including these 6 jazz musicians. Wonderful. The only thing that's missing here at this point is I would really like to see some quotes. You've done a really nice job of organizing the essay. You've done a really nice job of telling me why I should care. You've done a really nice job of explaining to me what all of this is. You have not provided me with any sort of authority at this point. You have provided me with your understanding about what's going on and your synopsis of these different papers, studies that have been published, but you have not actually provided me with anything from them. That's really what I'd like to see at this point. If we could add some quotes to this, it would just put weight on this paper. Um, And then now here we're starting to get down into people with the actual diseases. This is a place where you could really, again, be providing me with quotes, talking about case studies, a person with Parkinson's, or a person who's had a stroke, or a person with epilepsy or autism. The information that you have here is wonderful, but as I'm looking at this, the thing that's really missing is any sort of a voice from a person who's actually been in this boat who can say, yes, this helped me, or it had this effect on me, or a doctor who can say, I had a patient that was suffering through this, and I provided them with this music therapy and they improved in X, Y, and Z ways. I would really just like some firsthand knowledge to help support what's being said down through here. Great. I don't have anything to add with regard to the organization of your paper. Your writing is very smooth. It's very easy to read. Um, you clearly have done a lot of research. The only thing that I would tell you to add, Allison, was I was just saying before, I'd really like to see some quotes, some personal testimony, people, whether it's the doctors or the people who have actually received the therapy and how it's improved their lives. That way we get a sense of exactly what the effects are and not just what a spreadsheet tells us. Wonderful. Tomorrow we'll pick back up with this and we're going to start talking about your abstract and your cover page and get you guys in a position where hopefully you're going to be able to submit this by the end of the week. See you tomorrow.